All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to completely demystify the exact systems that top creators are using to build highly profitable, fully automated YouTube channels in 2026. Look, if you're sitting there thinking building an AI channel is just, asking ChatGPT for a quick script and slapping some generic stock footage over it, well, you're about to see just how drastically the game has evolved over the last year. Today, we're separating the amateurs from the true engineers. We're going to pop the hood and look at the exact tools, the meticulous workflows, and the hard data behind the most lucrative faceless channels operating right now. So we've got to address the elephant in the room right away, YouTube's massive 2025 policy update. Simply put, lazy automation is totally dead. Mass-produced videos with zero creative input, they're explicitly banned from the YouTube Partner Program now. You can't just guess your way to success anymore. You can't just throw spaghetti at the wall or rely on those low-effort templates hoping the algorithm takes pity on you. The channels that are actually crushing it and pulling in real revenue are using AI as a high-speed production accelerator, not a total replacement for human strategy and creative direction. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer: the death of lazy AI, decoding the viral DNA, the 2026 AI tool stack, the 2-hour batch workflow, costs and monetization reality, and lastly, the copyright danger zones. Let's get into it. Part 1. The death of lazy AI, and why guessing the algorithm is basically a guaranteed fail at this point. Think about the massive contrast between the chaotic old way of doing things and this highly engineered new reality. The old way literally meant spending 4 grueling hours chained to your desk, manually stitching together super generic scripts and mismatched clips. Honestly, it usually resulted in a video that just felt entirely disjointed and clunky. It was exhausting. The new way? It's built entirely on reverse engineering proven outlier videos. You're using format-specific AI tools to perfectly dial in visual pacing, bringing total production time down to an insanely efficient 24 minutes per video. It's a complete paradigm shift from working hard to working smart. 10 million. That is the magic number. 10 million shorts views in 90 days for full YouTube monetization. Now, because of YouTube's dual path system, hitting that 10 million mark is actually way faster for a lot of creators than grinding out the traditional 4,000 watch hours. This is absolutely huge for high engagement niches, stuff like horror, true crime, and finance. They are hitting this threshold about 40% faster than your average lifestyle or motivational content. Why? Because those niches naturally command extreme loopability. Viewers literally get sucked into the narrative. They watch the whole thing twice, and the algorithm just pushes it out exponentially. Moving right along to Section 2, decoding the viral DNA. This is your reverse engineering playbook. To actually win this game, you have to deconstruct successful channels using a 9-layer framework. Most beginners, they just look at a popular video and try to copy the topic DNA. They see a video about a trending celebrity, they make their own video about that exact same celebrity, and then they're shocked when it totally flops. But professionals, we look significantly deeper. You have to find the outlier videos, the ones performing wildly above a channel's normal baseline. You're analyzing the precise hook structure in the first 30 seconds, the exact pacing of the visual changes, and the title and thumbnail formulas that create an irresistible psychological pull. You aren't copying a topic. You're building a proven, strategic blueprint that the algorithm already completely loves. Which brings us to a huge question. How do you actually extract all this DNA without asking a goldfish to remember a novel? Because honestly, that's exactly what happens when you paste 50 video transcripts into a standard AI prompt. By the time the AI gets to the end of the text, it's completely hallucinating. It's totally forgotten the delicate pacing, the strategic pauses, and all the subtle retention mechanisms of the original scripts. Treating generic AI like a goldfish remembering a novel just guarantees a robotic, boring output. So instead of that goldfish approach, top creators are using a highly targeted sequence. First, you grab a Chrome extension like Grabbit to bulk copy dozens of URLs from a successful channel's best videos. Then, you use WebSync to instantly import all of those straight into Google's NotebookLM. NotebookLM has this massive context window capable of analyzing immense amounts of data all at once without losing the plot. From there, you fire off a targeted viral DNA extractor prompt to perfectly reverse engineer their exact hooks, their authority anchors, and their logical flow. This turns a competitor's winning strategy into your own personal style guide in a matter of seconds. Rather than spending days doing manual analysis, you instantly know exactly what keeps the audience glued to the screen. Okay, Section 3, the 2026 AI tool stack. Let's assemble the pieces. We're moving way beyond generic chatbots here. The new ecosystem relies heavily on highly specialized tools. Take a platform like Flova, for instance. You upload a viral video as a reference, and it literally analyzes the exact shot structure, extracts the visual language, and automatically generates a completely new storyboard around your own unique plot. And while that's happening, creators are running open-source GitHub agents, basically autonomous mini-programs running 24/7 on free Google Gemini APIs. These little agents independently research topics, write scripts, generate thumbnails, and even schedule the YouTube publishing around the clock, and you don't even have to write a single line of code. For high CPM niches, like those wildly popular finance and business documentaries, you can chain these specific tools together to auto-generate incredibly consistent cinematic content. Think of it like a hands-free assembly line. You start with a master-style prompt in ChatGPT to make sure your characters and visuals are consistent. Then, the Flow AI Automator bulk generates 60+ images all in one go. You feed those right into the Flow AI video extension to get that super smooth animation, run it all under a deeply realistic 11 Labs voiceover, and stitch it seamlessly together in CapCut. Once your master prompt is dialed in, this entire process just hums along with barely any manual input from you. Which perfectly leads us to section 4, the 2-hour batch workflow, because we absolutely need to scale production without burning out. This is the ultimate sanity saver. By treating creation as a strict engineering problem, top creators are finally getting their weekends back. In a single 2-hour sprint, maybe on a Sunday afternoon, you execute this precise workflow to pump out 5 completely publish-ready videos. You spend the first 20 minutes generating 5 perfectly paced scripts, then 70 minutes batching the video generation and doing a quick review. Next, you spend 15 minutes generating a few contrasting thumbnail variations. You can A/B test them. And your final 15 minutes are just scheduling out the uploads and tweaking the metadata. Boom! A whole week of content done before you even eat lunch. Do the math on that batch workflow, and it comes out to just 24 minutes. 24 minutes of actual human work per video. Just take a second to let that metric sink in. It completely changes the mathematics of content creation. You've successfully shifted from being this overworked, burned-out video editor who is constantly racing against the algorithm into a high-level producer directing a highly efficient, automated team. You are steering the ship now instead of endlessly rowing. Let's get down to business in Section 5, Costs and Monetization Reality. We need to ground the strategy in actual data. Look, you can literally get a highly competitive budget stack off the ground for just $47 a month. That uses free AI tiers and specialized all-in-one tools that are perfect for high-volume shorts. But that $78 mid-tier, that is the absolute sweet spot for most creators. It lets you mix in those premium, hyper-realistic voices from 11 Labs. And why does that matter? Because premium audio directly translates to better viewer retention in those crucial first 15 seconds. And better retention directly translates to more money. You really only need to jump to that $180 premium stock if you're building highly cinematic, 20-minute long-form documentary content. Now, the reality of this timeline is that it is absolutely not a lottery ticket. Let's be real here. It's a predictable 5 to 7 month engineering journey to full monetization. Months 1 and 2 are purely about building your foundation and testing out different formats. By months 3 and 4, the algorithm starts testing your content with wider audiences. Honestly, this is exactly where most amateurs quit because they just don't trust the data. But if you stick to the system, months 5 and 6 are when you actually cross that 1,000 subscriber threshold, which perfectly sets you up for revenue stacking and lucrative sponsorships from month 7 onward. Finally, Section 6, the copyright danger zones, how to protect your channel from sudden termination. You have got to be incredibly careful here. Meticulously avoid these 3 copyright danger zones. If you use free for personal use stock footage commercially, or you pull no copyright music from some sketchy channel, you will destroy your business overnight. Also, be super careful with your AI tools. If your AI accidentally generates a recognizable piece of IP, like a famous brand logo, a celebrity likeness, or Mickey Mouse, YouTube's automated bots are completely merciless. They will permanently terminate your channel with 0 warning, even if you never showed your face on camera. Legal safety isn't just a fun precaution. It is the absolute fundamental baseline of running a profitable channel. So, the guesswork is literally gone. You have the blueprint. You know the exact 2026 tool stock. You've got the 2-hour workflow, and you know the realistic timeline. I'm going to leave you with this thought to kind of spark your curiosity. The entire system is mapped out and waiting for you. So, what successful channel are you going to reverse engineer first? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.